And girls, mermaids and lobsters. As the big harbor here in the harbor master. As the harbor master here in the big harbor. Oh, gosh. I guess I'm just a tiny bit nervous. See, there's going to be a lot of people watching me. But if Emily can do it, well, so can I. Being nervous never stopped Emily before. No, one time, it almost did. Let me tell you about it. The tugboats were floating peacefully in the warm spring sun, waiting for the morning work meeting to begin. It still seemed like it had been only the other day that the shivery winds of winter had left the harbor. "Good morning, tugboats," said the dispatcher. "I have a surprise for you. We are going to have a parade." "A parade?" repeated Theodore. "Well, what kind of parade?" asked George. "A tugboat parade, to celebrate the first day of spring," replied the dispatcher. "It will be tomorrow. The whole harbor will be gathered to watch." "I love parades," shouted Hank. He sailed in and out of the others as if he was already parading. "It does sound interesting," said Foduck in his serious way. "Emily the Vigorous, you will lead the tugs to the middle of the harbor, where the pilot boats will be waiting," said the dispatcher. "Waiting for what?" said Emily. "For you to say the Tugboat Pledge," shouted Hank. "That's a very good idea, Hank," said the dispatcher. "Oh, thanks," said Hank. "Please start getting ready right away," finished the dispatcher. "Wait a minute, Hank," said Emily. "What's the Tugboat Pledge?" "Good question," agreed Foduck and George. "I don't know," admitted Hank. "I just made it up." Said Foduck. "It would be very useful for us to have our own special promises to the harbor." "Then let's make some up," said Theodore. "How do we do that?" said George. "Emily can do it," said Foduck. "Emily always does a good job at everything." "Hooray for Emily!" The tugs all cheered and whistled. They were very excited. "I guess I could do it," said Emily quietly. Well, there was a lot of work to do to get ready for the tugboat parade. Theodore and Hank were in charge of moving the barges so they could watch. "Make sure you move them into a good position so they can see everything," Theodore called to Hank. "I'm going to wear all my signal flags during the parade," called Hank. I think I'm going backwards," said Barrington quietly. "We'll get you turned around," said Theodore. Just then, Emily sailed up. "Hi, Emily," said Theodore. "How's the Tugboat Pledge coming along?" asked Hank. "I'm having trouble getting started," said Emily. I'm not used to speaking in front of everyone." "Oh, you'll do a good job, Emily," said Theodore. "You always do," added Hank. "Hey," said Hank, suddenly looking around. "What about Bedford Bowie? He should see the parade, too." "Good idea, Hank," agreed Theodore. "You go tow him in, just for the parade." Hank set off to get Bedford, and Theodore went back to moving the barges. Emily could see that Theodore and Hank were very busy getting ready for the parade. She floated slowly along, trying to think of what the tugboat should promise to everyone in the harbor. Now, George had decided that his job for the tugboat parade was to make sure all the big ships and boats in the harbor were in the right place to watch the parade. He roared around, getting everyone into position. "Do you understand where you have to be, Brunos?" asked George. "I think so," replied the schooner. "I will be beside the ferry twins." "I would like you to be between the ferry twins," frowned George. "I think that you'll be able to see the tugs better from there." Just then, Emily sailed up. "George," she said, "I'm having trouble with the Tugboat Pledge. You see, I've never had to speak before so many boats and ships before, and—" "Oh, you'll do a good job, Emily," interrupted George. "You always do." And George frowned. "I better go tell the ferry twins that Blue Nose will be between them during the parade. Goodbye, Emily." Emily could see George was too busy to help her, too. Again, she drifted along with the tide, thinking about what to say for the Tugboat Pledge. What should we be promising to do for everyone in the harbor? She kept saying it over and over and over again, until her staff got sore just from thinking about it. Then she started thinking of how she'd be way out in front of everyone in the harbor. Emily was beginning to feel quite worried about tomorrow. Early the next morning, all the ships and barges in the big harbor were in their proper places to watch the tugboat parade. Benjamin Bridge looked especially cheerful with all his special decorations. And all the tugboats were preparing their special signal flags for the occasion. Fodak was giving the tugs a shower with his firefighting hose. He wanted to make sure they looked their best for the parade. Thanks, Fodak, sputtered George. I'm done. Who's next? Called Fodak. I am, please, said Theodore. You'll be the cleanest tug in the parade, said Fodak. Thanks, said Theodore. Fodak, said Emily, I think I really need some help. Sure thing, Emily, said Fodak. I'll have you shining in no time. No, wait, sputtered Emily. I'm still not sure what we should be promising to everyone in the harbor. But with the great whooshing sound of the spray washing Emily, he couldn't hear her. Just then, Lily Lighthouse blew her foghorn. The tugs knew that meant it was time to begin the parade. Places, everyone, commanded George, and the tugs lined up in single file. Emily, called George, you should be in front. Emily was feeling very uncomfortable about being in front. She still didn't know what to say. We all know you'll do a good job, Emily, said George, trying to make her feel better. You always... I know, sighed Emily, finishing the words she'd heard so often. I always do. But right now, Emily didn't feel so sure she would do a good job. In fact, the only thing Emily was sure of was that everyone in the whole harbor would be watching and waiting for her to say the Tugboat Pledge. Let's go, roared George. Emily frowned. Well, it's too late to turn back now, she thought to herself. The others are all waiting for me. Emily made her most determined face. Well, it was quite a sight. All the tugs looked so shiny. Watch being proper to the happy working. And now we are ready to hit the tugboat. Emily could feel everyone staring at her. She could hear the quiet all around. Everyone waiting for her to say the Tugboat Pledge. We, the tugboats of the big harbor, she started, give our promise to... And then she simply stopped. It was the moment she'd been most worried about. Emily, stay next. To push and pull with all our might, said Theodore, and then he looked over at Philip. Look at Hank and George. Also, comment. Never speak with their mouths full. A wonderful idea. Everyone. We told always ask if others began in a strong, clear voice. We tugboats promise to always be friends with each other and to all who enter the big harbor. Well, after hearing that, everyone in the harbor blew their whistles and tooted their horns and dinged their bells. And that, said Emily above the celebration, is the pledge that we, the tugboats of the big harbor, promise always to keep forever. That was one. My goodness, it's almost time for my big speech. I hope I don't get too nervous in front of all those people. And that's the tugs. They're tooting to say, ha, if you need any help with your speech, just call us. Thanks, everyone. Huh. Well, that makes me feel so much better to know that my friends, the tugboats, are there if I need them. Thanks for visiting us here in the big harbor.